If I lost all my storytelling skills now and had to start over from scratch, here's exactly how I'd master it fast. Now for context, I've been writing YouTube scripts full time for about 3 years now, and I've helped generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue for my clients across different niches. And if there's one skill responsible for all of it, it's this. Now, most people assume that a great video is all about flashy editing, a high energy delivery, or even hacking the YouTube algorithm. Some think it's about having the perfect camera setup or a Hollywood level production. But here's the truth. None of that guarantees success. Because think about it, there are countless videos out there with insane production value that barely get any views. Meanwhile, a simple low budget video can captivate millions. So clearly, success isn't just about having a video that looks amazing, it's about how it makes people feel. So what's the difference? What's the real game changer? It's storytelling. Great storytelling is the difference between a video that flops and one that blows up. It's what makes people binge watch for hours instead of clicking off in 10 seconds. But here's the thing. I wasn't always good at it. I actually started as a copywriter, but then I saw the massive opportunity in YouTube script writing and I went all in. I treated learning script writing like a 4-year degree, studying every single day. But looking back, I made a ton of mistakes that slowed my progress. And if I just had a clear roadmap back then, I would have learned storytelling 10 times faster. So today, I will share that roadmap with you, a step-by-step guide for you to go from a beginner to an expert storyteller. And I've broken it down into 3 simple steps. So make sure you follow them in order and don't skip ahead. Now, most people think great storytellers are born, not made. They assume guys like Alex Hormozi or Iman Gadzhi have some natural storytelling gift, and I used to think the same thing. But imagine you want to be a Michelin star chef. Would eating at fancy restaurants magically make you a world-class cook? Obviously not. There's a process. You study the ingredients, you break down techniques, you learn why certain flavors work and what makes the dish exceptional. And storytelling is no different. Most people consume content like a fan. They watch, they laugh, and they move on to the next one. But if you want to be a world-class storyteller, you need to consume content like a creator. So next time you read a book or watch a YouTube video, ask yourself, what hooked me? How did they build tension? Why did I stay till the end? I personally reverse engineered Alex Hormozi and Film Booth's storytelling, and this one shift, consuming content like a student, transformed my writing exceptionally. So if you want to master storytelling faster, don't just consume, study why it works. And if you want to learn more about storytelling hacks like these, here are some books I would recommend you to read. We have Storyworthy by Matthew Dix, Made to Stick, and Unleash the Power of Storytelling. But this next step will skyrocket your storytelling skills faster than anything else. And I use this exact method to script my first YouTube video that hit over 133,000 views. When I first started writing YouTube scripts, my storytelling was garbage. I thought I needed to come up with super original ways to tell stories. So I spent hours crafting what I believed were brilliant intros, elaborate setups, and punchlines I was sure would hook viewers. But when I finally played them back, they felt painfully dull, no energy, no connection, just me trying way too hard. Every script I wrote felt forced, awkward, and let's be honest, boring. It wasn't like the other YouTubers I admired. So I kept thinking, why isn't this working? Then one day I stumbled upon a video that had millions of views, but it wasn't some high budget production. There were no crazy effects, just a simple talking head video by a creator called Penguins0. But within the first few seconds, I was hooked. I can't remember the exact video, but he was telling a story about how he used to go around with a deck of cards in a Ziploc bag doing magic tricks for people, and it was a funny story, but that's when it hit me. He wasn't just telling a story, he was pulling me into the story. So instead of just watching, I started analyzing what made this video so engaging, and that's when I stopped watching as a fan and started breaking it down. The pacing, the tension, the emotional pull, and I realized great storytelling isn't about fancy words or overly complicated setups. It's about making people feel something. And once I cracked that, my scripts changed forever. And it turns out, it's not magic, it's a formula you can use too. So I hacked the system, and here's what I did. I took transcripts from viral YouTube videos, fed them into ChatGPT to break them into a framework, and boom, blueprint unlocked. So here's a simple storytelling framework you can steal for your short educational videos. Step 1 is to set the scene with time, person, and place. Now, scene setting creates a vivid mental picture for your audience and helps them connect with your story from the very beginning. For example, it's a scorching summer afternoon and I'm at the mall, standing in line at a food court stall. The smell of crispy fries and grilled burgers fills the air. My stomach was growling like an angry dog. Now, step 2 is to introduce a conflict or a problem. So problems create tension and interest. They're the heart of any good story, and they're what makes viewers curious about what happens next. So to continue with our example, I finally get to the cashier, order the biggest combo meal on the menu, and confidently pull out my card, only to hear the words that sends chills down my spine. "Sir, it's declined." I freeze. I check my pockets. No cash, no backup card, just pure unfiltered embarrassment. Which takes us to step 3, where you describe the attempted solution. Now, solutions show character and creativity. They reveal how people respond to challenges and build anticipation about whether they'll succeed. So going back to our example story, thinking fast, I pull out my phone, open my banking app, and transfer money from my savings to my checking account. I look up at the cashier, ready for redemption. Which takes us to step 4, which is to share the result of that attempt. Now, results deliver the emotional impact your viewers are wanting, whether it's relief, surprise, or a twist that nobody saw coming. So let's see what happened next to the story that we're telling. She taps the machine again, declined. I try another transfer, declined. Just when I'm about to accept my fate, a random guy behind me taps his card and says, "I got you, bro." I turn around, feeling like I've just met my guardian angel. Which takes us to step 5, which is to end with a lesson for your target audience. Now, lessons transform entertainment into valuable lessons. They make your story stick in the viewer's mind, and they give them something to apply to their own lives. So this is perfect for educational style videos. So going back to our example, and I discovered that kindness still exists in the world, but also maybe don't transfer all your money to crypto the night before payday. And if you follow this 5-step framework, your stories will become naturally engaging and structured in a way that keeps people watching. But if you want to shortcut the process even further, I put together a ChatGPT prompt that I personally use to speed up my storytelling. Just feed it out with the right information and you're ready to go. No more staring at blank screens, struggling to structure your stories, or wasting hours editing scripts that don't convert. With this prompt, you'll cut your script writing time in half, create stories that keep viewers watching until the end, and start seeing higher watch times almost immediately. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can grab it for free. But now let's talk about a trick most people ignore, and it's why hundreds of small channels are able to blow up after their first video. Now, people think comedians like Kevin Hart and Chris Rock just step on stage and magically deliver killer jokes. But here's the truth. The best comedians, they test their material a lot. Kevin Hart didn't start as a legend. He performed at small clubs, testing jokes on live audiences, and if a joke bombed, he tweaked it, and if a joke landed, he kept it. But over time, he built an arsenal of stories and punchlines that consistently got laughs. So here are 3 easy steps you can follow to apply this to storytelling. First, set a writing target. Write 1,000 words per day, for example. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just like working out, the first few days might feel rough, but your storytelling muscles will strengthen over time. Take Jerry Seinfeld, also one of the most successful comedians ever, and he has a famous trick where he marks an X on a calendar every day he writes a new joke, and his goal is to never break the chain, because once you build momentum, writing stops feeling like a chore and it becomes second nature. This takes us to step 2, which is to post content. Now, the next thing you should do is to start posting your content and see how it performs, because some stories will land and some won't, and that's the point. Chris Rock doesn't step onto a HBO special and just wing it. He spends months testing his jokes in tiny clubs, keeping the ones that get the biggest laughs and throwing away the ones that flop. And you should treat your storytelling the same way. Post your content, analyze what works, and refine it over time. And finally, with step 3, build a story bank. Every great storyteller has a vault of proven stories they reuse. Because imagine you're a chef running a restaurant. You don't invent a brand new recipe every single day. You perfect a few signature dishes and keep serving them because they work. If you look at Alex Hormozi, you will notice that he reuses the same stories over and over again. So if you write a story that hooks your audience, you can tweak it and reuse it across your content. But not every story will be be a hit. Some will get ignored, others will unexpectedly blow up, but over time you'll develop a formula, a personal storytelling style that consistently grabs attention and keeps viewers watching. That's when storytelling stops feeling like guesswork and starts becoming your superpower. But how do you take a good story and turn it into something truly unforgettable? Well, watch this video next to discover the storytelling techniques that keep audiences hooked from start to finish.